Hello and welcome back to Bombchu News. My name is Chris, I'm joined by Andron, and we'll be covering the news that we found interesting today.
Google is reportedly putting its world domination plans on hold and is instead working on a video game streaming service. According to online news publication The Information and summarized by Engadget, the service codenamed Yeti will work similar to PlayStation Now with the streaming delivery, but will be targeting a version of the Chromecast for hardware. Google is even reviewing and testing new hardware for the service to ensure proper streaming to your TVs. It's easy to get carried away when hearing that the internet behemoth Google is trying to enter the gaming market, but Google has tried and failed many similar endeavors in the past. Although, if this news turns out to be more than just a rumor, I would be very interested to see how Google battles the lag monster currently plaguing similar streaming services.
EVO has announced their main stage lineup for this year's event, and for the first time, Marvel is nowhere to be seen. EVO, which is a yearly event for the biggest fighting game tournaments, featuring the best of the best taking each other on in Las Vegas for a big cash prize. The lineup this year for the main stage features Tekken 7, Super Smash Bros. Melee, as well as Smash on the Wii U, Injustice 2, Dragon Ball FighterZ, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2, and Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Marvel vs. Capcom has been a feature at EVO since its inception, but after the lackluster community response to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, it seems that even EVO wants nothing to do with that game. The rest of the lineup is great, with Arc System Works having 3 of their games featured this year. I think I'm most excited for Dragon Ball FighterZ, as I've been getting really into that game since it launched, and I can't wait to see what pro-level play looks like in that game. EVO is always a great show, where you get to see what the highest level of play in these games looks like. EVO 2018 will run from August 3rd to August 5th later this year.
The enigma of Dota 2 IceFrog took to Twitter days ago announcing a new plan for the game going forward over the next 6 months. Instead of having both minor and major updates to Dota 2, there will be smaller but more significant gameplay changes rolled out every 2 weeks on Thursdays. This increase of tweaks will definitely keep pro players on their toes, as well as the fanbase more engaged as the meta evolves every 2 weeks. The Dota team did note that this period will be mostly used for testing, and there will be a review at the end of the period to judge how effective this method is, meaning the irregular schedule of updates could return in the future. After Update 7.08 brought sweeping changes to Dota 2, I'm excited to see how IceFrog will shape the game over the next 6 months.
The makers of FTL have announced that their next game, titled Into the Breach, is coming out this month. Developer Subset Games made the announcement on Twitter that the game would be releasing for PC on February 27th. Into the Breach is described as a turn-based tactical roguelike game that has the player in control of a team of mechs, taking on different insect-styled kaiju. The game is also said to be focused on shorter runs but very replayable because of the randomization elements, similar to FTL. Even though I was a huge fan of FTL, and still play that game to this day, Into the Breach had slipped completely under my radar. It seems like it's going to be a great mix between Advanced Wars and FTL, which should be enough to get just about anyone excited. Into the Breach will launch on Steam and the Humble Store on February 27th. Well, that's all the news that we found interesting today. Let us know what you thought about it or what we missed down in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.